Hey everybody, how you doing out there? So welcome to another ranking video. This is actually my Halloween ranking video. By the way, happy Halloween to everybody if you are watching this the very first day. So I went through 13 individual movies. I'd say about 2/3 of this franchise got like 2 stars or less. So there were a lot of lows for me. And I will actually say that thank you guys so much. I had a lot of great conversations just of this franchise alone. It was great, no matter if I agreed or disagreed or the other way around where you guys didn't agree or disagree with me. But this was definitely one of my better and higher view count on my likes and also with my comments. And I appreciate everybody. Just the usual rules is that please be respectful in the comment section with me or with anybody else. And how would you rank all 13 of these Halloween movies? Now we will be doing worst to best and going with the worst of the worst here. Number 13 has got to be Halloween Ends. Now some of the stuff I really do like is that about 10 minutes into this movie we have a young boy who actually dies, and boy, the stunt or how they ended up actually pulling that off, I thought it was really great. And then when we get to the credits, I really did like the pumpkin of what they did. I thought it was a very unique pumpkin while the credits were going in the beginning. But on the flip side, you look at Jamie Lee Curtis, who plays Laurie Strode, who's supposed to be the main character of this new trilogy, and she feels like that she's sidelined, and it's not the only one in this trilogy that feels that way. She's just trying to live her life because this is supposed to take place 4 years after the events of the previous 2 movies, and her life is just plain simple and boring, and that's not what I want to see. Allison, she is very weak. She's very scared, and she just gives attitude to most people. You got Corey, and I cannot stand this actor. I don't think he can act very well. He's pretty much our main character, and he cannot hold a movie all by himself on his shoulders. I actually didn't care that much for the kills. The gore was very tame in this, and when we get to Act 3 with Michael versus Laurie, I wasn't thrilled. Number 12 is going to be Halloween Resurrection. Now, the only really one thing I actually want to say that I enjoyed about this, you got 2 people, you got a man and you got a woman, and the camera's closer to the woman, and the way that they have this really great camera shot that puts the camera right in front of them and Michael Myers is behind them, I thought that was an awesome shot. And on the flip side, I really hate that they disrespected Laurie with Jamie Lee Curtis. I wish that she didn't actually have to be in this movie. This movie shouldn't even exist because of the previous movie with Halloween H2O and the bullshit answer that they explained to us about why they're able to make this movie. Fuck you. 6 characters that we mostly follow that go into Michael Myers' house. This is supposed to be like a reality show called Dangertainment. But the 6 that we follow, none of them have chemistry with each other. Michael Myers is really not that scary in this at all. The kills are really, really weak. And there's even a scene where Michael Myers gets bitched out and then he just walks away, and all I could say is, what? Number 11 is Rob Zombie's Halloween 1. Now, what I actually enjoy about this movie is you got Malcolm McDowell, who plays Dr. Loomis, and he's good for like the most part. Then you got the new Laurie played by Scout Taylor Compton. She's very spunky, she's very outgoing, she's definitely not a shy character. Michael Myers played by Tyler Mane, who does a damn good job. You got this 7-foot scary MFer, and I'm just like, I don't want to see this guy in the dark alley, but he is damn good. I really like his kills in this. This is gory as hell. Danielle Harris play Annie, so it's kind of great to see her continue in the Halloween franchise. Brad Dourif, who plays Sheriff Brackett, Annie's dad, and he doesn't have a whole lot to do. Same thing with Annie, but it's just great to actually see him. God, he's Chucky. But on the flip side, you got the White Trash family, and that's part of the reason why Michael Myers becomes a killer. Also, he gets bullied at school. But I don't want to know the truth about Michael Myers, and these are the reasons behind it. I'd rather just see that he's just someone that just wants to be evil. Dialogue is very shitty, as it usually is when it comes to Rob Zombie writing his own stuff. I like the Michael Myers mask, but the way that they presented in this movie I thought was really stupid. Sheri Moon Zombie plays Michael Myers' mother. She cannot act. I mean, the only thing I've ever really liked her in was House of a Thousand Corpses. And we also get Loomis writes a book about Michael Myers as a kid and as an adult. And Donald Pleasant's character would have never done anything like that. Number 10 is Halloween Kills. Now, the first thing I like about this is unique beginning credits with the pumpkin. This might be my favorite pumpkin credits. This whole trilogy I think is really cool because it's more than one pumpkin. It's about a dozen of them. Michael Myers versus firefighters. Got to be probably one of the more gorier moments in this movie. But on the flip side of this, once again, got to go with Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis. She's sidelined in this movie here too. I get because of the events of the previous movie. She's going to be in the hospital for a little bit. You got her daughter Karen, played by Judy Greer, who I think she's worse in this than in the previous movie of Halloween 2018. I just don't like her as an actress. I don't like her character. She's just very annoying. Going with Alice said, she unfortunately doesn't have a whole lot to do. A little bit more than her mother and her grandmother. She actually ends up going out with the angry mob with her boyfriend Cameron, who I think is just a stupid dweeb. And even his father, Lonnie, I'm just not a big fan of him. But Allison is just like, no, she doesn't really do a whole lot. I thought the story was stupid. I didn't like the script. Once again, the dialogue could have been a lot better. And when we get to Act 3 with the good versus evil in this one, I just like Halloween Ends, I just didn't really give two shits. Number 9 is Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Now, what I actually do enjoy, the makeup on Dr. Loomis with the back of his hand, his arm, and some of his face was actually burnt, and I thought they did a really good job. And the makeup job looks so much better in this movie than it actually did in Halloween 4. The kills are actually pretty decent. The gore was actually pretty good there. And then the final, like when you have Jamie, who ends up in a laundromat trying to escape Michael Myers, she ends up sliding down this vent here, and she gets stuck at the bottom. And that entire sequence when she gets stuck and Michael Myers ends up getting down to the basement was very intense. But on the flip side, got to go with Jamie again. They make her a mute for about maybe close to an hour of the movie, and when she starts talking, I just don't care. Loomis, I think, is a total dick to everybody, especially Amy. I don't know why he acted the way he actually did. You got Rachel, who gets the raw end of the stick here. I liked her in Halloween 4. What they do to her character, I hated that. Tina, who ends up kind of being the new Rachel, and yes, she does get very annoying, but for me, I'd say for like maybe the first half an hour of the movie or so, she's actually not that bad, but then she does get annoying later on. I think the story and the script was really ridiculous, and I can't believe they went that way. I didn't even like the way that this was directed. This is one of the worst endings to a Halloween movie. Number 8 is going to be Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Now, what I enjoy about this movie, got to go with Brad Dourif. He is so good in this movie. He's powerful. He's funny. He goes through a couple other emotions, and he does everyone equally well, and he does have a lot more to actually do in this. Michael Myers, once again, played by Tyler Mane, and he does a good job. He's still scary in this, and it's very gory. I do enjoy the kill. There is a really intense hospital scene for about 15 minutes. Now, chilling. And going on with that thing with the hospital, I do like the story in this one here because it's very unique. It doesn't go the same way as the original Halloween 2, which is great that it's going to go in a different direction. I did actually kind of like some of that stuff. But on the flip side, I have to call bullshit whenever a movie does this, whenever they have a sequel and everybody thinks that Michael Myers is dead or your villain is dead from whatever movie, and they end up coming back in the sequel like, oh shit, they actually did survive whatever that was there to come back. But in this, it's just like everybody believes that he's dead, and it's just like unbelievable. Really stupid dialogue, and I can't believe that Rob Zombie would have actually wrote that in the script, that everybody believes he's dead instead of thinking that he could be there. Laurie in this one, unfortunately, she's not that likable. Annie, played by Danielle Harris, who has less to actually do in this movie than she did in the previous movie. Loomis, who decides to write another book about Michael Myers and like why the hell would you do that? And then you also have Michael Myers' mother, Sherry Moon Zombie, back as a ghost, and it's like she should have not been in this movie at all.